Good evening, everybody, and whoa, there's a lot going on here. Jesus wept. Right then, so, what a way to start. Oh my God, Tony, another fiver from Tony. Tony, you are amazing, mate. Thank you. What a weekend of FA Cup football it's been. Anyone who says otherwise must be insane. Port Vale for us next. Big 3 points we need. Absolutely. I mean, end of the day, our bread and butter is, in fact, the league. So what we need to do is take the confidence we take the confidence we've obviously got from winning, not winning, but getting that last minute equaliser at Middlesbrough. That's got to give those players a lot of confidence, haven't it? So Tuesday night, we got to take the initiative and take that and get those 3 points, get ourselves back in contention for a playoff place. Because I tell you what, the momentum we can drive from this cup run could be what we need to get us back into that spot. But on my lonesome tonight, guys, Kev couldn't make it. He had a family meal or something like that, someone's birthday, so he's up Cardiff way. An unfortunate soul that he is. But hopefully he can join us for the cup draw tomorrow night. Right, so Bobby Beckford, it's great that we're in the draw for the next round. It's surprising how many of the big teams are right before us. Only Manchester clubs and Chelsea left. Oh yeah, Arsenal are eight, Tottenham are now eight as well. So, there's no opportunity for revenge with them. So we need to get one of those big ones, though, don't we? Chelsea or Man U have got to be the ones. So Tony, you legend, he absolutely is. Yes, Tony, you are an absolute legend. Bought an Amber Army t-shirt today too. Design good on them. Happy days, you're the one who bought it. Yep. That has been packaged already, and that will be sent out to you tomorrow, my friend. How many Prem teams left? I know a lot of them have been knocked out, so I think there's only probably about 10 teams left. New merch on the way soon. Series 3 stickers, yeah, all coming up soon. There's a few, but hopefully an underdog will win it this year. It could well be, because there's three of the big six are out. So there's only three left. The Man United are a bit shaky. Man City, once the Champions League resumes, may put weaker teams out. Or two of those big three may end up drawing each other. So we got to take away to Chelsea and Man United. That'll be where the real money is. Paul Dixon, I'll take anyone in the fifth round. There'll be no replays. So for selfish reasons, I'll take a home fixture. Fair enough. Arsenal away, please. Unfortunately, Arsenal are 8. Man United beat them. Unless you're taking the piss out of Arsenal, which, hey, I like it. Did I like the Borough grain? Nick Muller asked. Yes, it was a very, very nice grain. Fair play. I mean, we used to go into shithole grains because we're stuck in League Two, and obviously we're used to grains, non-league grains and things like that from a few years back. So to go to someone like Middlesbrough, we must see as a proper big professional football club. They were Premier League-esque, in their setup there. So I quite enjoyed it, to be fair, mate. Tom 2. Going to get tickets for the County Middlesbrough game at Rodney Parade. Where should I try and get a ticket? Family stand, Hazel. Depends what kind of match experience you're looking for, Tom, but to be honest with you, mate. If you're looking for an experience where you can, enjoy a Bovril and not get bothered too much, you want the Bisley. If you're looking for a bit of atmosphere, you definitely want the Hazel stand. If you want to sit down, it's the Hazel stand or Hazel seating. Or if you want to stand up and get bouncing away with the rest of us, it's the Hazel Terrace, my friend. So a lot going on in the world of football. I wanted to bring some things up with you guys. Ajax in the Dutch League stood out to me today because they just got beat 6-2 at Feyenoord, which has given PSV a 5-point lead in the Dutch Eredivisie. I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. Personally, I don't care, but we all know what league I'm talking about. Spanish League of Barcelona won it already. Real Madrid, how many points? About 11 points, 11, 12 points away from Barca. Barca have won that. I know Atletico aren't far behind, but Atletico are going to win. Barcelona are going to win that. As are Juventus going to win the Serie A. As are Paris Saint-Germain going to win the French League. So one-horse races everywhere except for the Premier League. And the Bundesliga, of course, Dortmund are highly tipped to win the Bundesliga this year, but Bayern Munich are still hot on their heels after a 4-1 win today. National League, Salford are looking good. Solihull Moors looking good, obviously. Wrexham, have they turned the corner and got themselves back into some form, but Leyton Orient still lead the way at the moment. Obviously, the FA Cup shocks of yesterday. I mean, West Ham being 3-0 down to 3-0 down to Wimbledon. I know it's at Wimbledon, but 3-0 down, they're bottom of League One. You know, what's happened at West Ham? I mean, they're so hit and miss. They can be really good one week, they can be really bad the next. Awful yesterday, absolutely awful. Everton, would Everton arguably have still been in the Cup if VAR had been available in their game at Millwall? Chelsea today, was that a good example of where VAR could well be successful if used right? A penalty decision overturned and it was the correct decision, so that was good. And then it was checked to make sure that a penalty should have been given to Chelsea. It should have. So two correct decisions on the back of using VAR. So, you know, is it going to be a success? I think it is, definitely, and it should be available in all football matches because there's too much at stake for human error to be a factor. I mean, for teams who work hard, who can lose a game on the back of a poor refereeing decision, is it really worth, holding it back, any longer? I mean, yeah, okay, for the rest of this season, keep working on how you can perfect it, but I think there's no reason why it shouldn't be extended at least 8 to all Premier League matches next season. And then the more successful it is, the more you can build on it. So I brought up some good stuff in there. If Scottish League, Celtic. If Celtic turn a corner, 2 good wins. I think they won 3-0 yesterday. Or was it 4-0? I know Rangers won 3-0 today at Livingston. Good result for Stephen Gerrard's men. But if Celtic turn that corner, and are they going to go on and win another SPL? So let's catch up on some of your questions here then. It's Joel. We're going to win. Say we're going to. All right, yeah. Sorry, mate. You're doing a chant there. Well done. Right then. Stevens Collective. I heard something that County get 100k for being the last League 2 team in the FA Cup. Do you know if this is true? It's true that there is a payout for being the last League 2 team in the FA Cup. Although, technically, County have to advance to the next round. Earning a replay doesn't count as being the last team standing. Oldham went out yesterday, but the sum of money is actually 250k, not just 100. But if we go out to Middlesbrough in the replay, it means we split that with Oldham. It'd be 125 each. Sky's Menu, hello to you too. Barnet is still there, non-league team. I think it's an EFL payout, not a Vanarama League payout. Unfortunately, the non-league need it more than anybody else, but we need it badly still. Did you know you said Labadi scored the goal, not Dolan on Borough Fan TV? Yes, and I did text them and tell them to try and find a way of changing that because, someone told me it was Labadi. I said Dolan scored that, didn't he? And they said, oh, no, Labadi scored that, Labadi scored that. And I think it was Kev, because Kev was stood next to me at the game, actually. I'm sure Kev said Labadi scored. So I went out and told them Labadi scored, and it was Dolan. But fair play, I don't care who scored the goal, End of the day, the goal was scored. Man City away. Yeah, I'd love to go to Man City away, but the only thing about that is Man City will not fill their ground. Man United and Chelsea will fill their ground. So, the more people that turn up, the more money that's in it for us, Paul Dixon, Chris, would you be able to push the club's media people to get a Tony Pulis interview? I'm quite sure that the club will already have that on their agenda. Ben Catton's quite on the pulse with who he gets the interviews with, although I will suggest it just in case it hasn't been thought of, or sort of prompt them to tell them, yeah, it would be a good thing. Chris Ball has broken the Amber Army bot. What have you done? I have every faith in you to turn that around. I'm fully expecting to scroll down here now and see an Amber Army message, Chris. Don't you worry. And what do you think of the chant idea I sent earlier? I haven't had the chance to look at it yet, mate. Sorry. What I'll do, if you could send me a quick message, because I've sent this link out to so many people, your message is right down the bottom of my Facebook Messenger at the moment. So if you send me a message, just a thumbs up, I can then check it. Thanks for sending that through, though, Callum. Nice one. Tony, couldn't go to Borough, but the Amber Army made a lot of noise on TV. We certainly did. It was deafening at times. We were excellent. The fans, the players, collectively, we gave a real good account of the football club. Fair play. Bradley Jarrett on Tuesday, we could chant, if you don't bounce, you're not or if you don't bounce, you're a blue, maybe. That's what we usually do anyway. What would you do if you get Middlesbrough but get Barnet away the next round? Beat them and get through to the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. That's what we should do. But let's not allow this to be completely dominated by Newport County again, though, guys. We want to invite as many fans from as many other clubs as possible to have a good football discussion. Although, naturally, this is what's going to dominate it usually, of course. But it's good to talk other football. And I will think of a dilemma. I've been thinking of one. I haven't been able to think of one, but on the spot, I can think of something. I will put a dilemma to you guys before the end. Come on, the port. I'm glad you like my new blog. Yeah, good man. It's looking good, mate. I mean, you're only 14, aren't you? And to be writing at that kind of level at the age of 14 is pretty damn spectacular, mate. You should be really proud of yourself. Tony, why couldn't you have the drum? That's stupid. Apparently, we got to make them aware that we're bringing it. Um, well, I did tell some of the guys to drop an email to Middlesbrough to make them aware, but they were allowed to have their one in. They should have just let us take it. Newport, best team ever. Going to Newport. Okay, so you're going to the Middlesbrough versus Newport replay. Good man. Views on. Oh my God, Henry's been sacked. Good God. Well, you couldn't have done worse than the guy before him, surely. But that's another Sky pundit. That's the Sky pundit curse now, isn't it? Gary Neville had a pop with Valencia. Got sacked. Henry, he'll go back to Sky now, he will. Sacked again. Jeez. What's your views on Europe League and who's going to win it? Oh, the Europa League, you're talking. I think that's got Chelsea's name written all over it, to be honest with you. Thoughts on live TV, S4C or BT for County? More money would be BT Sport or BBC, to be honest with you. Not so much BBC Wales, but BBC National or BT Sport. That'll be the most money in it for us. But S4C will still be some money, so I hope in some way it gets put on TV so we can make something extra. Views on Steve Evans sacking at Peterborough. Will they go for Flynn? No, they cannot go for Flynn because they've already appointed Darren Ferguson as their manager for a third term, apparently. Hudson-Odoi to Bayern, says Joseph White. Hudson-Odoi to Bayern. Well, I just saw his interview then before I clicked the go live button then, and it seems as though he could well be off, I think. Can Newport get a playoffs? And if yes, how with the league form we are in? Well, we won our last game, so you're only as good as your last game, technically, in the league, of course. But if we get a win against Port Vale, we're going to give ourselves a really good chance. Do you think we'll bring anyone else in? Definitely. We definitely need to bring another striker in and another midfielder. Possibly two loanees, but that works for me because if we get the right loanees, we pay minimal amounts of money out for them. So the money we've made from the Cup goes into next season then. Paul Dixon, thoughts on Ackman and Stanley manager kicking off after the Derby game? Now, I don't know the extent of this. I heard this something went down, but I think it might be something to do with the red card that they got, maybe. But I'll need to look at that one up, I'm afraid. Sorry, mate. Liam Williams, I think Wilmot has been absolutely brilliant this season. Agreed, 100%. Do you think that players should start playing for their contracts now? Absolutely, yeah. But I think some of our players, because of how good they've been for us this year, won't have a problem finding other teams. So we've got to play it. We've got to play it right ourselves and make sure we keep some of them good players. What do last non-league team get then? They should get something. I don't think they get anything though, because people don't expect non-league teams to get this far, Bailey Goodall, what's your thoughts on Kev Larini? Are we talking about Kev, who usually sits here, the one who has the light from there bouncing off his bonds? Well, Kev Larini is a good guy, and it's a shame he couldn't make it tonight. But if you tune in tomorrow for the draw, he will be here. He will be here. I just had confirmation on the phone from him just before I started the stream. Paul Dixon, absolutely appalling scenes at the Den, and the shocking scene in the fan that was slashed. No place for this in 2019 in football. I for sure won't be going to the new Den if we get them. I'd have to go, but then I wouldn't feel safe going down there. I think Millwall have got a historic reputation for causing trouble. Can't say all their fans, of course, but it's as if they're trying to keep up appearances. These newfound Green Street wannabes. It's like they're trying to keep up appearances for the club. Is that that element of football is dead now. And the only time it goes on is little handbags between teenagers, really. There's no grown men diving into each other like Everton and Millwall did the other day. You can blame Everton just as much as Millwall because they obviously went down there looking for it because there was more Everton than there were Millwall in that. But for someone to get their face slashed as well, that's totally out of order. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're gonna have a scrap. You know, punch the shit out of each other. But you don't cut people. That's just wrong. That guy, big slash down his face, scarred for life now. Millwall home or away? Neither. Flynn needs to sign a few more players for match fitness. Many Tuesday night catch-up matches in the league to be played now due to the FA Cup. Yeah, but I can live with that. You know, we're gonna have to because we need the money, and if that's the cost, then that's fine. If you get Chelsea £55 a ticket, can't imagine they're gonna keep it £55. To be honest with you, mate, that would be ridiculous. Don't know what the price was for the tickets for that Sheffield Wednesday game just now, but hopefully, you know, they'll use their noggin and realise not all their fans are going to want to watch Newport County play against them. So they're going to need to keep it affordable, so people are going to want to turn up. You know what I mean? You know the "Si Senor" chant for Bobby Firmino. We should make one for a player. I'm not sure I've heard that one. I know the one the basic one that they sing, but I think I might have heard it actually. Could anybody link me up with that one through Facebook, Twitter, either one? If someone can link me up with the chat with the chant, I'll pop it into our group and see. I'll see what they think. Any news on when the replay might be? Word has it it's on the 5th of Feb, and that's on a Tuesday night. But it's not official yet because all of the basically the draw has to be made, and all of the games in the round have to be played before anything official is put out about fixtures. Although that week, and you provisionally put it down as that game because that week is what has been set aside for FA Cup replays. So how does the gate work in the FA Cup? Not ticket sales, etc. I'm not quite sure what you mean, mate. Sorry, you have to be a bit more specific about that one. Colin Simmons, County fan first. Great yesterday. Do you think the mighty whited Leeds will get promoted? Colin, I gotta be fair. I think it's your time. I absolutely do. Just don't bottle it like you usually do. You know, I think you've got a great manager. You've got a great team there. As long as you don't cock it up, it's yours for the taking. It's yours to lose that, and you could win as championship champions. To be honest, so I hope you do. You should be in the Premier League, club of your size, with your support. Frios firm, do you reckon the replay will be on a Tuesday? Looking very likely that it will be, yes. Should be on a Tuesday on the 5th of February, yeah. 7:45 kick-off, some people hate them. But then at the same time, you know, are we saying they hate them because it's too early a kick-off or too late a kick-off? If thinking it's too late a kick-off, away teams are still got to travel to the game, so it gives enough time, you know, for people to finish work and get to the game. Or not have to take too much off, or maybe even not have to take any time off and get given a couple of hours finish to get away for the game. But at the same time, I'm just not a big. I enjoy night football. I just think so many smaller games being put on a Tuesday night. I don't know. I don't know how best to put it, you know. I mean, I'd love to go to every single county game, but because there's some away games on a Tuesday night. Sorry, guys, I'm going to have to pick my phone back up. I've been trying to put it on the table, but I'm leaning my head forward, and I'm aching the lower of my back. So 70:45 kickoffs. I love football underneath the floodlights, don't get me wrong. I absolutely adore it. But I'd love, like I said, I'd love to go to every single game in the season, and Tuesday nights mean I can't, basically. So, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of them, but I do like the games under the floodlights. Joseph White, what would you do with the prize money if you were in charge? Bank it. Bank it. Get a couple of loans in, because we can get a couple more loans in. Bank the bloody money and think of something smart to do with it, something we can build on or build some kind of asset for the club. You know, because at the moment, the only asset the football club have got is Football League status, and that's it. You know, maybe a couple of players you could see as assets, but you know, there's not a lot really you can say that we've really got to our name at the moment. Fried Water, absolutely incredible yesterday. Maddest scenes I've seen. Love jumping in with all the fans at the end. In my opinion, more special than Leeds, Spurs, and Leicester. Something so special about it. Yeah, when 1,200 supporters travel all that way and get gifted with that kind of eruption, it's absolutely spectacular. I don't think anything beats Hereford away in the way we beat them. Because the way the game went and everything. But to be honest with you, yeah, I thought it was pretty special. One of the best. Do you think the players will have FA Cup hangover Tuesday because of the effort they put in yesterday? I hope not. I we don't know until we see them play on Tuesday night, but I hope not. The Accrington manager said he's lost his love for football and all. Receiving a rumour of Semenyo going back to Bristol City, and Paul Dixon has mentioned it. Right. All right. So I'm being shown a few posts on Facebook now, people saying that Semenyo's gone back to Bristol City because of the Chelsea offer. To be honest with you, I think 1 million for Semenyo, considering how good he could be for a club like Chelsea, that's not a lot of money. And if I were Bristol City, I'd turn it down and keep him with us. Or if I was Chelsea, sign him and send him back to us because he's having a bloody good season for us at the moment. Why would you spoil that? Bailey Goodall. Another midfielder I think we are stacked. Bennett playing well. Sheehan always does decent. Bakenerson in form. Labani back. Dolan the GOAT. Wilmot can play there and Regan Poole is versatile. I don't think we're stacked on midfield. I think we got a lot of options, but I just think we're missing one sort of key central midfielder. I just think that is an area that I think that we're lacking, because it's not because of the amount of midfielders we got. It's because of one potential player in particular that needs to boss that midfield around. Labadi could be the answer though. Crofts also, yeah. I suppose you're right, really. I mean, if Crofts comes back from injury, maybe we could put our resource in getting a striker at the club. That's gonna fire us back up into the yeah. There's a lot of stuff coming out about Semenyo at the moment, and it's a bit disappointing to be honest. Bennett yesterday was incredible, best player. Yep, definitely my man of the match yesterday. Craig, always in. Evening to you too, mate. Rest in peace, Emiliano Sala. To be honest with you, I'm saving my rest in peace message until it's confirmed. To be honest with you, because as much as it's next to no chance of finding him alive at the moment, until he's confirmed that he's passed away, I'll keep the rest in peace here until then. Nick Miller, I've never had a problem with Millwall home or away. Most Millwall fans are fine, just a small number cause trouble, as you'll find in a lot of cases, anywhere else. Do you have a social media? I can send you a link for the C Senor chant. Yeah. So find me on Facebook under Chris Silverthorne, or send it to the Amber Army on Facebook if you want. That'll probably be the best one to do. Actually, find the Amber Army on Facebook and send it there, or even tweet it to @AmberArmy. Well, I don't think it's actually @AmberArmy, to be honest with you. I tweet out on it, but I don't tend to need to actually tweet to it. So I can't think of exactly what the Twitter handle is 100%. But yeah, if you find the Amber Army on Twitter, tweet it to us, or to send it to the Amber Army on Facebook. Paul Dixon, Chris, what's the chance of getting one of the squad players to join you on this platform on a Sunday evening? It's something I've actually been trying to talk to the club about, funny enough, and the possibility of doing it from there on in Bar Amber on a Sunday night. I can't confirm anything on anything. I can't say much about what's been said between me and the club at this particular point, although it is something that I have inquired about. I'll leave you with that much. Marcus May, hi mate, awesome result yesterday. I wonder what the odds would have been for Matty Dolan to score. Don't know why I didn't even think of it, to be honest with you. I had 2-1 and an Hammond to score first, but end of the day, I lost a load of bets yesterday. But I lost a load of bets yesterday, but I wouldn't change anything yesterday though. Wouldn't change a thing. Callum went and somebody just said, yep, we've been talking about the Semenyo thing. I had to book annual leave for next Tuesday night. All right, so you can see us in the Port Vale game, is it? Feels firm. Personally, late kickoffs are good for me, and others who play rugby on football or Saturday. Yep, rugby or football on Saturdays. Yeah, people who want to come to more games can do on a Tuesday night if they play on a Saturday, of course. Yeah, that's a really good point. Tony, how much does it cost for a decent stadium or to upgrade Rodney Parade? Depends on who owns Rodney Parade. Currently, we don't, so it's difficult for us to do anything about the upgrading of the stadium. To get a decent stadium, they say for every 1,000 seats, it costs around about 1 million for a bog standard stadium. So if we wanted to get one of 15,000 seater, it would cost us 15 million, that sort of thing. But investors have often paid for the stadium, so they own it, but allow the club to play there for free. If they're on the board, for example, companies have helped fund it, loans. So we put a loan against the club. Companies can help fund the stadium by taking naming rights. Local councils also can fund the stadium for the use of it for city events like concerts and things like that. Future Baller FC, Semenyo was player of the season for me. Yep, I wouldn't say you're far off being right about that, mate. Oliver Riddle, what's your big club and are they still in the cup? My big club is Liverpool and no, they're not. They put out a crap team against Wolves and bowed out quite expectedly based on that team. Charlie Corton, with so many big teams out, such as Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, West Ham, etc., wouldn't we rather get a lower team as 2 more wins would see us to Wembley in the semis? It's a tall order though, mate. I mean, at any point in this cup competition, we could bow out, whilst giving our all. Middlesbrough could turn up and pile the pressure on us at Rodney Parade, and we'll go out and we'll play the best football we've ever played, and we could still go out because Middlesbrough would have been that good on the night. I don't think it'll go down that way. I got a feeling we're going to beat them, but at the end of the day, we can't expect that sort of thing to happen. We need to cash in as much as we can when we can. So if we get given the opportunity to go to Man United away in the next round, beat Middlesbrough and go to Man U away, we gotta be happy with that because that's gonna fill our bank account full of money, big time. Big man Chelsea apparently put in another bid an hour ago. All right, okay, fair enough. Luke Kane, you need a right back. I don't think we do, mate. Actually, I think Robbie Wilmot has taken that right wing back place and made it his own. To be honest with you. Big man Cross should have a pay as you play contract. Yeah, you're right, but then at the end of the day, you never know, do you? You never know when people are going to get injured. So pay as you play contracts don't work for players because they still got to make money, they still got to live. Braves, there were some well pissed off fans on Borough Fan TV. Yeah, I suppose there was. Yeah, I mean, I never got to see any of them saying anything when I did my interview on there. It's just a shame I got the goal scorer wrong, that's all. Always injured Crofts, yeah. I don't think it's his intention to be injured though, is it really? Is Joe Day leaving us at the end of the season? Hope we're not left with Townsend. Yeah, he did look a little bit shaky in goal, Townsend, considering he made appearances in the championship last year. That's strange. But Joe Day lives in Caldecott, apparently really likes it, yeah. Can't see him going anywhere just yet. I think Joe Day would have saved that goal yesterday, says Russ Page. I said that exact same thing, to be honest with you. I agree with you. I think you would have. Charlie Corton Flynn saying we need more depth. Why not bring youngsters in? Hillman, Collins are just too prove good enough. Prove good enough in low profile games, but are they good enough for high intensity League Two fixtures? If they were ready, I'm sure they would figure it in some way by now. Maybe they're just not ready. Joseph White, we need to sign Dumfries, very cracking player. Not sure who that is, mate, I'm afraid, sorry. Friel's Firm, get piped on a live stream, that would be absolutely perfect, I'd love that. Let's all buy some national lottery tickets so we can take over the port. Yeah, we've got to win the bloody lottery then, though, as well, haven't we? I won £25 on County Jordan. Good man, what are you going to spend your newfound fortune on, Russ? Tony, our council really should invest, unfortunately, they are plastic. Yep, that's it. Here's Kev. Kevin is here. I was hoping to be there with Chris tonight. Great atmosphere yesterday. We'll do them in the replay. Yep, I think so. I think we're going to. But Kevin, hopefully you will still be able to. Come here tomorrow night for the cup draw live stream. Callum Whittington, County to sign Dumfries. Don't know who Dumfries is. Tony, if we get Chelsea United in the draw, how much do you think it will motivate both sets of teams on Tuesday? It will motivate us more because this Middlesbrough team would have played big teams before. I'm sure Middlesbrough have been to Chelsea United many times over the last few years or so. Whereas we have never been to any of them stadiums. Well, not since they become the stadiums they are, or since they become the size of club that they have. So it's a lot of money for us to make in that, and we need that money a lot more than them. So our players will be a lot more up for it, I'm sure. Marsh Brain chance on Tuesday. Yes, yes. I mean, the boy's got to get given a chance, haven't he? Really? Yeah, there we go. There's a few mentioning Marsh Brain. What's the position with footballers on paternity leave? Joe Day will be back in the team, trust me. Paul Dixon, can't you have some catching up to do in the league? And they have a backlog of fixtures, 3 weeks on the trot, playing twice a week. It's a tall order for a small squad. So hopefully Flynn will add as he wants to. Big man, I don't think a few player will want to leave Newport. There's quite a few of them started families in Newport. Yeah, of course. But then at the end of the day, if there's more money elsewhere, or if Newport don't want them, or if they feel as though there's a good chance for them to advance their careers in a better way, they will move on. You know, it happens everywhere. Luke County, can the fans set up a GoFundMe account through the stadium build? Or that's going to have to be a bloody big GoFundMe account, that is, for us to get a stadium on the go. Although I'd imagine, you know, a lot of businesses in the area might throw in a couple of grand each, you know. But at the end of the day, we need millions, and we need tens of millions, not just, you know, a couple of £1,000 that you get on that. You know, we need serious money for the stadium. Kevin Sharp, I will get there tomorrow, mate. Good man, I like it. Big man, Dumfries' PSV's right back, way out of our league. Oh, right, okay, fair enough. Right, Callum Winton and Taff, how's your FIFA team looking? I don't know, mate, because I haven't done much on FIFA lately. It's all been about Football Manager, and I'm in the Premier League with Newport, about to start my second season in the Premier League. How do you make a financial contribution to your platform, Chris? You can either do it here on here now. The super chat enables you to make a donation through, I think it's PayPal. Tony, I'm not sure exactly how you do it, but Tony's just given us a fiver. He gave us a couple of quid on the last one as well. So again, thank you, Tony, for that. But Paul, if you want to make a donation, you can do by seeing any of the Amber Army members in person and handing some cash over to them, or if you're on PayPal. The PayPal email is countychoir1912@gmail.com. So there's that. Knox County up for sale. Wouldn't surprise me because they're doing so bad at the moment. The owner will want to get out. Bailey Goodall, weed. So that's the master plan to build County Stadium, is to sell weed. No, just no. Benny Hill, hope Tony Pulis gets a massive cheer at the replay. Should do, yeah. Newport legend. Hope he does some local media too. Should do, definitely. Tony, I do mine through credit card, not PayPal, but PayPal is an option, so you can do it through PayPal on here. Big man, thoughts on Spurs crashing out 2 competitions in 4 days? I think a son, 3 competitions in 4 days. So he's gone out of the League Cup, he's gone out of the FA Cup, and the Asia Cup that he was playing in as well. So got to be gutted for the poor guy. Apparently he was crying his eyes out, and wouldn't you? Nick, Newport have got more chance of winning 3 FA Cups on the trot than you have of winning the lotto odds. There we go. That's it. But still worth a go, because you never know, do you? Cameron, what's the master plan? Master plan is get a cup run every season, bank the money, get promoted to League One, improve our support, start saving some money, get some investors, get the council to pay for some, and if we do need to do some kind of fans donation to help with it, then, you know, do like a community share scheme again, something like that. But we need serious money for a stadium. You know, we need the council on our side, and we need some serious businessmen in the Newport area, or even someone like Admiral. Like Admiral pay us 15 million to go and build a stadium, and it will be called the Admiral Stadium for life. You know, but it doesn't quite work like that. You know, no one's going to give you £15 million just to have naming rights for a stadium, unless if we were a Premier League team, it'd be different. But 15 million is the sum that we ideally want to be at to get a decent ground that we can make a little bit of money back out of. The thing is, if we put a lot of money-making ideas into the stadium, like putting a gym in there, some bars, function rooms, meeting rooms, you know, something that can raise additional capital, then maybe it could be worth getting a bank loan, you know, to fund some of it. But it's a risk. And is it a risk worth taking at the moment? Well, it depends on what our relationship is with the WRU, and it depends what the options could potentially be with Spitty Park, with working with Newport Live and developing the stadium there. So maybe that could be something we could do with some of this cut money. If, getting a stake in Spitty Park and then start working with Newport Live to turn Spitty into a Football League stadium. That could be the future. But let's say there's many things that could be done, like working with the FAW even, to look at them having a stadium in Newport for the Welsh ladies, and for the Welsh under-21s and all the other younger teams. Tony, would be the most Newport thing to do, sell weed for a new stadium? Yeah, the most Newport thing to do is to sell weed for a new stadium. That's what you meant, yeah. There you go. I mean, unfortunately, the city of Newport is rife with drug dealers and everything like that. I mean, maybe if we got them to pay some fines, maybe the fines could be used for Newport to build a stadium. I don't know. Paul Dixon, I travel up from Somerset for the home fixture. I'll find you and give you a cash donation. Well, Paul, that's massively appreciated. Thank you very much. And I stand on the main gate, selling half-time draw tickets, right by where the ticket officers are. So come and find me there. Introduce yourself. It'll be good to meet you. And happy days, yeah. If you want to make a donation, it's always going to be very well received, with many thanks from the entire group. Any news on Franks? Apparently still injured. Not sure how long though. Who could be held accountable for you thinking Labardi scored? Kev, unfortunately. Kev is the one that told me Labardi scored. Big man. Might have to get someone from Pill to take over the club. I hear Tony Pulis has got some money. Bailey, definitely has to be Kevlar. Yeah, it is Kevlar. Absolutely. Tony, how much more would our attendances improve if we went to League One? Have they even improved since the National League? Yes, they have improved since the National League, actually. Well, during the promotion season, yeah, we had a lot of people turning up to jump on the bandwagon, but the season before our promotion year, we were getting 1,200 at Spitty Park. So it's more than doubled, technically, through the promotion season to get back into the Football League. It has more than doubled. Neil Wilmot, evening Taff, great day yesterday. Yeah, it certainly was. And Robbie played particularly well. And he got the entire stand doing the sheep clap as well, which is great. Fair play. Robbie's always been a good fun whenever he's been at the club. So I'm glad he's back, and I'm glad he's doing well for us. Callum Winton, what do you think of Baconson at the moment? I know a few are getting on his back. They were, but after his performance yesterday, he's shown that he's capable of playing at championship level for Bristol City, because he was really good in midfield, and he's turned the corner himself. So yeah, absolutely, I think he should be starting in the next couple of games. Joseph White, Semenyo. Yeah, hopefully we'll still end up having him here, because if Chelsea sign him, if they're smart, they'll send him back. They say go back then to Newport and carry on playing some football and come back next year and stake a claim for a place in. Well, he wouldn't get in the first team just yet, but he'll be a Premier League player one day. How do you think Higuain will do at Chelsea? The same as he does everywhere he goes. He'll be a success. Paul Dixon, corporate sponsors should be interesting for the replay. If it's televised, again, puts us in the shop window to promote the hybrid ownership. Really good point, yeah. Hybrid ownership. There's a lot of feel good about the club, and there will be investors interested now on the back of it. And the council, of course. We all just got the Semenyo news, right? Yeah, looks like it. I can't see it. Should we all just spam the council and other corporations for investment? Yes. Do what we need to do. Everyone's saying Semenyo is gone. Newport County confirmed that Semenyo has been recalled from his loan. Yep, so it's put out by the county. The county put it out 5 minutes ago over Facebook, probably on Twitter as well. So Semenyo is back at Bristol City. Probably because he's playing so well. They want to play him in their team. Maybe. Yep, so it's there. It's all there. It's confirmed. Semenyo's gone, and I'm gutted. I am absolutely really, really gutted. Oh, we briefly met at the Crawley home. Yep, of course. Yep, sorry, mate. It's just, as you can imagine, you meet so many people when you're selling those tickets. It's hard to sort of recall things, but looking forward to meeting you again, mate. Absolutely. Luke County, can you see Pulis at Newport in an advisor role, director in future? If he retires from management, maybe. Director, a director of football, like a Lenny Lawrence type, possibly. Why not? But I think Pulis could end up getting a shot at, no, actually, no, Wales manager I was thinking of. I'm thinking if Giggs is a failure, I got a feeling that Nathan Jones, if he does well at Stoke, could be the next punt at the Wales national team. Big man, if Semenyo replaces Hudson-Odoi, which is very unlikely, it would be great to see him in a Premier League club, but it's Chelsea, so he'll go on loan to Vitesse for 7 years. Yeah. Hopefully, whatever happens with Semenyo, we'll see him back. Tony, do you think that with all this attention from the media, Newport, possibly corporation, maybe even the Kings, could talk about an investment? I hope so. I really hope so. I can't see any reason why not, though, as well. Need another striker, then Semenyo gone, not good news. So we technically only got 2 strikers on the books, so we need to get our asses into gear, and we need to sign someone tomorrow. Tomorrow. We need to get someone tomorrow. Only one man can save us, Josh Sims. Josh Sims, I believe, is a forward who plays for Southampton, if that's right. George WB, I'm very late. Congrats on your last minute equaliser. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Did you play yesterday? I'm not sure if you played. Here we go. Saints left winger. Yeah. Braves me to get to Taff Antoine, our most exciting player of the season. Yeah. Let's go and sign Giroud. Oh, yeah. Just sign Giroud, if only. Do you think we should go for Issa from Bristol? Possibly, that could be a shade. Why don't we recall that guy from Barry Town, Moda Toure? Is he ready yet? I'm not sure. Tom 2, who's been your player of the season so far? Scott Bennett. I'm thinking Scott Bennett. I'm thinking Fraser Franks. I'm thinking Semenyo. I'm thinking Matt. I'm thinking Hammond and Joe Day. So I haven't got one at the moment, but that's who should really be in the running. Brighton away 0-0, of course. Yeah, I actually had you guys on an accumulator for both teams to score, and I actually fancied you to beat them. So 0-0, you kind of messed me up on all that, didn't you? Our reserve side drew against their first team. Right, is that so? You played your reserve side at Brighton in the cup yesterday, bloody hell. I'll be expecting the club to announce new player signings. A new player signed on loan within the next 48 hours. The window closes on Thursday, so we got to get some players. The real MG, Marlon Jackson. Bring back Lamar Reynolds. Or he's even doing badly for Dagenham, and I'm gutted about that because he looked really good in the pre-season at first last year. Let's sign Ronaldo. Oh God, who's it going to be now? Are we going to sign Pele and Maradona as well now? Then are we? Like sort of quantum leap them from the 70s to play for the county now. Gareth Bale will be the next one, won't it? 6 academy graduates under the age of 22, and you've got a 0-0 draw and you're taking them back to your place. Fair play, that's a good result, mate. So guys, we're nearly at the 45-minute mark, and without Kev here, it wouldn't be the same going for the full hour, to be honest with you. Although Leanne sat by me, and she's hinting at making an appearance, but she's too shy. And she's moaning that her hair isn't looking right, and strange women for you, eh? I told her that if she shows her face on you, then she can plug her little crafts business she's doing. She basically makes crafts, things like standing letters, decorative standing letters, decorative pallet coasters, that sort of stuff. She did Newport County baubles and stuff like that. So she could have plugged that, but she's too shy. Right then, so let's catch up on some of this. Everyone's talking about Mbappe and Neymar, and come on, guys, let's be real. We need to sign someone who is Prem quality. Not in League 2, mate. No, we're never going to get Prem quality. And then someone's going to go and take the biscuit, big man John Cena. Yeah, of course. Why not have a punt at Usain Bolt? Why not? Do you think Tom Hillman will have any part to play in the rest of the season? Tom's asking. I doubt it, mate. I doubt it. For real, isn't Marsh Brain a winger? Marsh Brain is technically a winger, yeah, or an attacking midfielder. Forest Green Rovers now have Doige back. They seem to have plenty of strikers. Could one be heading our way? Thoughts? Interesting. With Doge back, they'll want to shift someone off their wage budget for sure. If they try offering us Charlie Cooper again, I hope we walk out the room. They're signing Shinsuke Nakamura. Is he still playing? Jesus. I would be shy too if Joseph White was in here. Yeah. Big man, Usain Bolt is a terrible footballer. Would rather play Flinney up top. Usain Bolt actually scored a goal for an Australian team, didn't he? You never know. He could be all right. His pace would be electric, and he'd bring a lot of revenue. He'd bring a lot of revenue with him because of his reputation. West Brom's next 6 games are top 8 clubs minus Stoke. Jeez, that's see why you played a weaker team there, mate. Luke Canty, who's your top tip to go up this season in League 2? Same as it was at the beginning of the season. That's Lincoln. Friel's firm, so I'm Jimmy Johnstone. Yes. Let's see if we can bring him back to life. Mowat from Barnes is a good, solid player. He's too good, mate. He's thing is, the players that won't come down to League 2, we got to be looking at conference players who are doing well more than players above who are doing well. You know what I mean? Craig Owe, does Leanne have a Facebook page for Crathis? So tell her to send me a link. If you don't, I'll put some pictures for makes on my engrave. Oh, well, that'd be great. That would, mate. Yeah. It's called Leanne's Handcrafted Gifts. It's called, mate. You should be able to find it quite easily on Facebook. But that's much appreciated. Cheers, mate. Paul Dixon, Mark Cooper has a link to Canty and is close to Mike Flynn. What kind of link does he have to Canty then, Mark Cooper? I know him and Flinney are quite close. I know that much, but I'm not quite sure what kind of link he has to Canty. I mean, did he play for us, Mark Cooper? So, hold on a minute. There's more on. Is there more on Semenyo? A minute. Ben White. Hold on a minute. Saying something about Ben White here. Oh, Ben White posted something. I don't like this at all. Apparently, Ben White doesn't like the fact that Semenyo was left to County. Maybe he's keeping a close eye on us. Why don't we invest in a young striker, someone who we can bleed into the team, as an understudy, to pick the brains of Matt and Hammond? Absolutely, why not? Either try and bring back Newbley from Colchester, but we'd have to pay for him then, though, because he's under contract, or go for Danny Rowe from Fylde in the National League. Possibly, again, we'd probably have to pay, wouldn't we? That's the only problem is players who are at clubs, you have to pay for them to release them from their contracts. Sign the Undertaker. Oh, Jesus, is getting mental now. Let's get Usain Bolt to buy the club. Yeah, you could buy Ronnie Parade and you can upgrade it and call it the Usain Bolt Stadium, as Big Man suggests, of course. We can't have Doge this season as you already played for 2 teams. Oh, damn. Usain Bolt player owner. Yeah, has that ever happened before? Tom Evans, would Hereford loan him back? Certainly not. He's playing too well for them at the moment. Michael Phelps, oh yeah. I mean, with the way it rains in Newport, we might need some swimmers. Big man, bring back Geraldo Martin. He's actually friends with Usain Bolt. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Bolt, Matt, the Jamaican Strike Force. Exactly, there you go. No, not Newbley. Cannot header a ball. Doesn't even jump for it. Let's just rate Bristol City for a striker. Yeah, we tend to get good ones, don't we, from there? Who do you want in the next round in the FA Cup? It's got to be Man United or Chelsea away. Kev Sharp, let's get Malin Jackson back. And then finally, I caught up to you guys. Yes. Tony, let's have Tony Pulis buy the stadium and call it the Pulis Arena or the Moonhead Arena. Mourinho and Sturridge are on a free this summer. Jesus Christ, guys, come on. Anyway, guys, I think it's time to call it there. I mean, I started a bit late. The reason I start things a bit early is because I like to have a little bit of time before I go to sleep. I'm going to... Yeah, apparently Leanna's just said she's going to make an appearance tomorrow night on the draw. But then, see? She's a shit ace. Impressed with Sheehan on Saturday. Great assist from him, yeah. All right, mate, let's hope for some good news on Semenyo. Good night. Good night, big man. Good night, the rest of you. Thank you all for tuning in. And Tony, thank you very much for the £5. That's absolutely magnificent, that is. It's massively appreciated. Yeah, thanks, guys. Make sure you're all here for the draw tomorrow night. Me and Kev and apparently Leanne Although I can't see it somehow. She's too much of a shit house. So thanks, guys. Good night, everybody. And as always, cheers for now. And as always, up the county. Good night. Thank you.